Last night, before Mass in the sacristy, I commented to Deacon John how this week's readings are somewhat difficult for me to preach on because as I prayed with them and read them and reflected upon them, it seemed that the message that the Lord is kind of delivering in these readings is more meant for me rather than for you. Especially in this first reading from the book of the prophet Malachi, when the prophet, the Lord, through the words of the prophet, is reminding his priests of their sin, their failings, their weaknesses, the ways in which they are unfaithful to the covenant that the Lord established with them and through them. And I was reminded as I prayed and read through these readings of a talk that I heard a few years ago. I was blessed in 2019 to be able to go with students from the University of Oklahoma to the SEEK conference, which is an annual conference for Catholic college students that happens right after Christmas, right in the new year. And one of the things that happens at that conference is a night of adoration and confessions where the 15,000 to 20,000 college students are invited into this time of quiet adoration of the Blessed Sacrament and are given the opportunity to go to confession. And there were hundreds of priests, probably at least 500, if not 1,000 priests there, to hear confessions. And before that time of confessions, they had a dinner for all of the priests that were there and who were going to hear confessions. And we heard a talk from a priest. And this priest spoke about an experience he had when he took a group of faculty from this university that he worked at to Europe. And one of the places they went was Dachau, the concentration camp. And they heard, as they were there at Dachau, they were, kind of experiencing all of this all of these powerful things, right? And all these powerful messages that you can receive in Dachau. And he spoke about this priest that they met, who was a prisoner in Dachau. He was a Catholic priest, and he was imprisoned in this concentration camp and spent many years there. And as this priest reflected on his time in Dachau and on his life and all of these things, he told this group of faculty from this university that the one regret he had in life was that it took Dachau to remove the mediocrity from his priesthood. In other words, it took him going through that suffering and that cross and that pain and all of the things that he went through in that prison camp to realize how unfaithful he had been in his own priesthood and to call him on towards that deeper fidelity, right, to the Lord and to the sacrament that he had received. And so this week I've been reflecting a lot upon my own priesthood and the ways in which I've been unfaithful to the Lord and to you, my people. And I don't mean to sound like dark or anything like that, right? I'm very blessed to be a priest, and I'm very grateful for the gift. But I think it's just a normal part of the Christian life that we have to come to terms with the fact that we're sinful, that we're weak, that we fail over and over and over again. But as I reflect on that reality, I also reflect on the reality that in the history of humanity, there has only ever been one perfect priest. And that one perfect priest is Jesus Christ. And it's his priesthood that I, in my weakness, have the opportunity, the grace to share in. As St. Paul says, it's not my words that are speaking to you, but it's the Lord who through me shares his words and his message with you. It's the Lord through me who gives you himself to eat. It is the Lord through me that offers you forgiveness for your sins. In other words, my ministry as a priest is not my work, but it is the Lord's work that he has, in his mercy, given me an opportunity to share in. I want to speak very briefly to the young men of our parish. If at any point in the last 10 minutes, from the time we started the first reading until now, if at any point in hearing those readings, hearing that message that the Lord gave to his priests, that the Lord gave to his people through St. Paul, as Jesus was exhorting the people, if at any point during that or during this homily your heart has been burning within you, that might be a sign that the Lord is asking you to be his priest. That might be a sign that the Lord is asking to give you a share in his priesthood and his ministry, just as he's given it to me. And if your heart has been burning within you, I want you to take that seriously. Take it to prayer. Ask the Lord, is this what you're asking me to do? Is this what you want? Is this the vocation that you have given to me? And if in your prayer you discover that this is the vocation that the Lord is giving to you, respond generously, because the Lord needs you. The Lord needs good, holy, faithful priests. The Lord needs people through whom to care for his own, right? To care for his flock. And to everyone else in the church who does not have a vocation to the priesthood, pray for the young men in our parish whom the Lord is calling to the priesthood. Pray that they can hear that call. Pray that they can respond to that call. Pray that that call can transform them into the saints that God created them to be. Pray for our seminarians, Robert Blosky, that's at my last parish. Pray for our seminarians, Rendon Chambers and Henry Wynn. Pray for me, pray for Father Lordu, pray for Deacon John, that every day we may more and more faithfully give ourselves to the Lord and to you, that we can be the priests that he wants, the priests that he needs, that we can give ourselves to you in love and to him, most importantly, and that through our ministry, more and more people may come to know the love that God has for them and to respond generously to his vocation in their life.